Guys, we are here at Peachtree DeKalb Airport in the Atlanta, Georgia area. It is Wednesday, August 16th, the day before our instrument check ride, and we are here to meet with one of the most successful young aviation entrepreneurs in recent times. I get the privilege today to meet someone who's created their own fractional ownership and aircraft management company based out of the area right here, Peachtree DeKalb Airport, and they've actually expanded into the Fort Lauderdale area recently. So I'm incredibly excited to meet this young aviation entrepreneur. I'm really excited to get a lot of insight, a lot of tips, tricks, just learn how he's established himself in this industry. He's an Embry-Riddle graduate and basically went into this entrepreneurship venture right out of college. So I'm super excited to meet with him, hear his stories, how he did it, and then relay that information to you guys. And I can't stress to you guys just how important it is. Your network is your net worth. The people who you associate with, the people you meet, your mentors, your close friends, those are the people who are gonna shape your life, shape your mindsets, and shape your values. So it's so important that you get out there, you network with as many people as possible, and really just soak up as much information as you can. Because the more you learn, guys, the more you earn, the more you have, and the more you can give back to your industry, and the more you'll know. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to tell you guys about this, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, so let me tell you about the recent experience I had meeting with a young aviation entrepreneur, as you guys just saw. So basically, this guy's story began at Embry-Riddle. He was an aviation business administration student, and through networking, just like many others, how they get started, he networked, ended up meeting a commercial aircraft sales and leasing guy for a company. And upon meeting this guy and working with him, he ended up forming a joint venture doing aircraft brokerage deals at 20 or 21 years old. So pretty crazy. This guy got started very early, and then after doing these brokerage deals, he ended up buying and selling his own aircraft at 21, 22, and had a whole fleet of planes he was leasing out to flight schools, doing crazy deals at a very young age. So pretty insane just what's possible through networking. And then I asked him, how did you get this capital? How did you get the means to acquire these planes in order to do this? And I thought it would be some crazy answer like, oh, I talked to these venture capitalists, did this whole marketing plan, went to this convention, gave a speech on my business model. But no, simply at 21 years old, he went into as many banks as he could and asked for $1 million in loans, and just simply had the guts to go do that. And through having the guts to do that, he ended up acquiring aircraft, making these deals, leasing aircraft out to flight schools, buying, selling, doing these brokerage deals at a very young age, straight out of college, as he built this joint venture and partnership with this commercial aircraft salesman and leasing operator. And then from there, through different struggles, one of his main clients actually went bankrupt. So he was stuck with a bunch of aircraft and didn't know what to do with them, and obviously had the loans. That just proves to you guys that everyone's gonna have failures, everyone's gonna have bumps in the road, and that's incredible. He overcame that at such a young age and then continued on to develop a fractional ownership company in an untapped market for light aircraft, where he currently does fractional ownership timeshares on the Cirrus SR-22 and the Eclipse Jet. That's their new platform that they're working into. So the Cirruses and the Eclipse Jet, the light aircraft market, there's not a whole lot in that industry. So he said, you know what, I'm gonna go into this niche market and make it my own and do something that a lot of other companies don't. Because you have NetJets, companies like that with bigger fractional ownership operations. But this market was really untapped, so he took what he learned from brokerage and from leasing out aircraft and doing those deals, and ultimately put it into his own business, started this entrepreneurial venture still at a very young age, and now he operates, I think it's 4 or 5 Cirruses and 1 or 2 Eclipse Jets. I forget the exact number, but they have a location in Atlanta. They've expanded into Fort Lauderdale, into that area, and they've got plans to expand even larger and grow bigger and bigger into tons of untapped markets around the country where people look for light aircraft ownership, and maybe they don't want to pay a ton of money for a brand new SR-22, or they're only flying a certain amount of time per year, but they still want the quality, the comfort, and the safety of a brand new high performance airplane. And they get that with this fractional ownership. And then if you want a personal jet, you're into the VLJ market, another very untapped market. He's got a fractional ownership on the Eclipse. You can fly it yourself. They have pilots. They've got a Part 91 and a Part 135 certification on that Eclipse. So absolutely insane, guys. And this man's been doing stuff right out of the gate, out of Embry-Riddle, right out of college in his early 20s. And I think now he's around 30. I don't want to say the exact age, but incredible what he's done over the last decade. One of the leading aviation entrepreneurs, especially a young one, in this industry at this time. So it was incredible talking to him, and it really proves that you can do anything you want, and those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. That's a John F. Kennedy quote that I really live by. I try to hold myself to that and go after risks and really just, tell myself that I can do anything, because you can. You can be a young kid, 21 years old, and walk into a bank and ask for a couple $1 million to start up your business venture. And yeah, you might get laughed at, you might get turned down, but you never know. And there's success around the corners that you might not realize, and you can go after anything. So all you young guys out there who are wondering, should I do flight training? Should I do this? Should I get into this? Should I start this business? Go after it, especially while you're young. You have the opportunities to do anything you want, and always soar to your full potential. You might not realize it now, but your potential is so great and so untapped, you have no idea what you're capable of. So that's my meeting with him and a little bit of inspiration for you guys. Have a great day. And again, soar to your full potential. Guys, today is Wednesday, August 17th, 2016, and I'm here to take my instrument check ride. I am ready. I'm prepared. Today's the day, and we're going to go in there and we're going to get this rating. Simple as that. I'm confident. I'm positive. I've got the positive mindset, the vibes flowing, and I'm ready to go. I know I have what it takes. I'm proficient, and I'm an instrument pilot. I'm here just to prove that to the examiner, and we're going to knock this out of the park, guys. I'm so excited. We're going to get this rating done, and I'll come back to you after my check ride as an instrument-rated pilot. So stay tuned. I'm excited, and I'm going to show you this rating. Guys, the day is over, and I am an instrument-rated pilot. That is crazy to say. I'm now certified in a multi-engine airplane as a private pilot, and I've got my instrument rating. It's absolutely incredible. The check ride, it went pretty well. I started off actually pretty rough through the oral. The oral kind of got a bad start to it, which kind of freaked me out, because everyone kind of says the examiner will know within the first 5 minutes, or based on like the first impression or how you start out, if you're gonna pass or not. But I recovered from my shaky start, my nervousness at the beginning of the oral. That was probably the hardest part for me, and I just grinded through it. The oral was harder for me than the actual aircraft practical test. So the oral went all right, got that out of the way, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna kill this airplane test. And the main thing that helped out a lot is we practiced all of our approaches just kind of on the spot, on the fly. Whereas he gave me the full plan of what we were going to do, the plan of action beforehand. So he told me like the approaches we were going to do, what to expect, and it gave me a lot better timing and just a plan of reference so that I could go in. There's one plane overhead here. Little Learjet action there. But so I really knew going into it what I was going to do, and I'd been practicing those approaches a lot. Really helped out and just killed my flight portion. I think I did really well, and I got the rating. I'm so excited. Week 10 is done. 10th week, we're instrument rated. Now we're going into commercial training in our crew cross countries, guys. Gonna be traveling all over the country in the Seminole, showing you guys every step of the way. Have a great week, great rest of your week, guys, and always soar to your full potential.